Guys, welcome to the Track Record. I'm here in Hewitt, Trussville with Avery Cahoon from Hewitt Trussville High School. She's a senior. She has PRs of 2:11 in the 800, 5:08 in the 1600, and just ran 18:17 for a PR at the cross country championships. Avery, thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks for coming.
It's gonna be fun. All right, so let's get right into last three races, three PRs. You ran 2:16 for an 800 indoor PR, 5:08 for an all-time PR in the 1600, and then 18:17 for third at cross country for PR. Where's this momentum coming from?
I think I would attribute most of it just to it being like my senior season.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to, like in past years, I've had older girls that I kind of looked up to and would kind of follow them around, like warm up. But now I'm the oldest one, so just trying to lead my team and like have a positive attitude, show them what's possible.
Yeah.
So, and I love the sport, so
Right.
enjoying my last little bit of
awesome.
time as a Husky.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cherish it. Well, let's go back in time. I think it was 2018, your first ever 5K. You ran 27:24 in a dual meet. And here we are, 18:17 at the end of this cross season. So first, what got you into running? And then you run 27 minutes to now 18. How have you continued to improve to this point?
Well, at the beginning, I didn't know what I was doing, nor really what cross country was, even when I was in seventh grade. But I started really because in like fifth grade, we would play tag at recess, and I thought I was so fast. I thought I was so cool because I would win all the time. And then I just did rec runners for something to do in sixth grade, and I had fun with it. And then my friend was like, "We should join cross country because then we get one of those athletic backpacks."
Okay.
And I was like,
backpacks.
"Okay,
Yeah.
like sure." So I joined cross country, not really knowing what it was, so I could get a backpack.
Okay.
And then I just fell in love with it. And
What's the best backpack you've ever gotten? From what it meant. That's a big thing for runners.
It is. I think the running lane backpack is pretty cool.
Okay,
I like that
Running lane, shout out to running lane.
Yes.
So how did you continue to improve from that 27 to 18 year after year? Because I think every year you have improved in time at the end of the year.
Yeah. I think just really loving the sport. Like I always have a goal to get better every season, and so sticking with that, and then just enjoying the process.
Two things here. What do you love about the sport?
I love working hard. I love the feeling of like practice is my favorite part of the day. I love being around my teammates and just like pushing myself further than I thought I could go. Yeah. And it's a great environment.
Yeah. So she mentioned before we started that she's going to be a psychology major next year. What about the psychology of running fascinates you?
I mean,
you kind of alluded to it. It's like the best part of your day.
It is.
Yeah.
I think you just have to have fun in the process, and my coach tells me to embrace the hurt, and so that's one of the things. And also, like, running is pretty mental. Yeah. So,
what percentage mental to physical? No right answers on this.
I would say like over half of it is definitely mental.
Yeah, for sure. I say 75%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
Does not running affect your mood?
Yes.
Yeah.
When I have to take time off, like after a cross, like this is boring. I feel like I just don't have anything to do.
You feel like you've lost part of yourself.
Yeah.
Really. And are you a morning or night person? A night runner?
Night runner.
Really?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, if I plan to run in the morning and I don't, then it affects me. But if I plan to run at night, then I'm fine. But like if I skip that morning run for some reason, it's awful. I hate it. I hate it, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
So, okay, so at state, you get third as an individual and second as a team. Second, the runner-up being y'all's first runner-up in school history for the cross championship. So what was that day like?
It was so fun.
Yeah.
It was probably one of my favorite memories. We kind of, I don't know, we were good all season, I guess, but we just really didn't think we could do anything like that. And then sectionals we won, and we were like, oh, like we could get a trophy. So I think just like running for something bigger than yourself was what made it super awesome that day.
What are you thinking about in the race like sectionals determines that, hey, we got a shot, and in the state race, you lost to two Auburn girls, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what are you thinking like for your team and for yourself during the race?
We had to beat Chelsea to get second, and so I was trying to stay up ahead, hopefully, so that I could do it for my team. And then when it was hurting, I was like, this is not for me, this is for my girls.
Where does it hurt most on that course?
The switchbacks.
Yeah.
That's when you really feel it.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Yeah, it's like deceptively hard.
Yeah, it's like,
it shouldn't be. It's not that steep, but it's at the right time, right place. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was it feeling like when you guys found out you were second place?
I was so excited. There's so many pictures of me and Kinley Harris like just crying at the finish.
Oh yeah.
I thought we were third because I finished. I looked at the scores. Like I was against the fence and it said third, and I was like, oh well, like I did my best.
Right.
And then it moved up. We were like, oh my gosh.
Right. It's a fun experience.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Kinley. She was seventh, I think. Third. You were third.
I think so.
Seventh. Okay. What's it like training with somebody that you know is going to be up there with you, and you two can work together to move forward?
I mean, we've been running together since 7th grade, so we get each other pretty well. We're really good friends.
Is she the friend that got you to run?
No.
Okay.
No, she's not. That was Jahan. But so I just like, it's just fun. We have fun together, and we have pretty similar goals. So.
You recently committed to Florida State, and can you describe the recruiting process, maybe for those watching who might not know how that works, how it worked for you, and then maybe what other schools you were looking at in that process?
I started kind of early, I guess. This time last year, my dad just sat me down and was like, make a list of all the colleges you could maybe want to go to, and I just made a huge list. Like some of them, I'm like, why did I put that on there? But
what were some of those schools?
Like some in California, a bunch in Utah, but and Florida State was on there, and we just emailed all of them, all the coaches, and then someone responded, and I just tried to keep contact with someone for a while. Florida State actually said no originally. They had different coaches, but they were like, you're not at the time standards yet, which I was not even close. And then I would say just keep talking to coaches, and then after outdoor season was when I really got like really into the recruiting process, was having phone calls with coaches, and they would reach out to me. And so I looked at Furman, Samford, a little bit of Auburn, Mississippi State, and Florida State. Okay. And so Florida State, after they had said no, like I just was kind of like, oh well, whatever, and then I moved on. So I really didn't even know anything about Florida State. Yeah. And then September, they reached out kind of late because I got new coaches, and they were like, we're interested in you, like let's set up a phone call. And so called them, and they were like, it was just a great phone call. But I had already had, I think, 2 officials at the point. Okay. So I was like, I don't know. I just felt like I should go on another one because they offered me one, and I went and I loved it.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Where were you going before? Where had you gone to 2 officials before?
Mississippi State and Furman. Okay. Was it down to those 2 before Florida State called? It was down probably to Mississippi State and Samford. Okay, gotcha. Yes. Samford being local. Yeah. Yes. And go Bulldogs, by the way. So like what am I trying to say here? Like why Florida State? What was solidifying that when they called you back? Like what about that? I think I really wanted a female coach, and the women's coach, the head one, is female, and so that really worked well. And I loved the team. I loved the girls. I want to be around that good environment. Yeah. And it was like far enough from home, but like I could still get home. Right. Yeah. And then, really the coaches were super great. And then my church is really important to me, and there was a building like I could go to that was right off of campus. That's cool. So super close. Well, talking about coaches, you ran for Coach Dobbs, right? Yes. Yeah. So you had Dobbs, Esslinger, and I don't know how to pronounce the current. Mashaki. Coach Mashaki. So what was that like?
I ran for 4 coaches in 5 years, so you've had 3 through your time there. What's that like year to year?
I think I've gotten really lucky because they've all been super amazing coaches. So I had Coach Mashaki in middle school too.
Okay.
So I started with him, built that relationship, and then I trained with the high school a couple of times when I ran up at state.
Okay.
So I knew the Dobbs while I was still with Coach Mashaki. So that transition was easy. And then Coach Esslinger, he's an amazing coach.
Yeah.
He's like perfect.
Yeah.
So there was no problem with that.
Right. Was he involved at all in looking at Sanford? You're like, I could go and, because was that the same time? It is the same timeline, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah. So surely a little bit of that.
He was.
Yeah.
He was like, after he announced that he was leaving, going to Sanford, I was like, oh, I could follow.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it was hard to say no to them.
Yeah. What makes, you mentioned a good relationship with Coach Mashaki. What made that relationship so special?
I think the fact that he was there when I was like not good at all,
Yeah.
running like 30-minute 5Ks,
Right.
and then he just was very patient, helped me progress, and he cares a bunch. So
yeah, definitely. He's good for the job now.
yes.
What has been your favorite running memory to this point?
I would say there's probably a tie for 2.
Okay.
It would be indoor freshman season when boys and girls won.
Yep.
That was super awesome.
Yeah.
And then last year, junior season, the 800 was super great.
Yeah.
Loved that.
I have a quick story. I just thought about Coach Esslinger. He had just gotten to Hewitt from Homewood, and it was a meet maybe early in the season, and he gets out to the infield and he goes, "Homewood athletes, on me in the infield," just out of habit. And it was like, "Oh, Coach, you can't say that. You're at Hewitt, man." So I don't even know if he knows he said that, but I noticed. I was like, "Whoa, Coach." What has I mentioned that you'll be studying psychology. What was your favorite subject in school so far? In high school?
My favorite class I've taken was definitely AP Psychology.
Okay, and what about AP Psychology? What did you like about that class that you're like, I want to study psychology?
I think like we had a unit on like different types of therapy,
Mm-hmm.
and that was really cool. I was like, whoa. And how the neuron works,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah. The brain is a very interesting subject.
Yes.
Looking back on it all, what are you going to miss the most?
Probably my team,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the team. And this, I've been doing this with all high school interviews, but the team superlatives, and that is which teammate is most likely to blank.
Okay.
Right? And usually the rule is you can't repeat them, but that's fine. Once you say them, you can say them again if you have to.
Okay.
And this is your chance to dog on your teammates if you have to.
Okay.
Yep. So which teammate is most likely to have to borrow another teammate's jersey?
It would be Ellen Thomas,
Okay.
probably.
Which teammate has the loudest cheering parents?
Ooh, that's hard. I don't know. I feel like it might actually be mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine mom was the loudest one,
Yeah.
for sure. Which teammate is most likely to bring snacks to share for the entire team?
Ooh. She doesn't run anymore, but it would be Kylie Sisk.
Okay.
Yes.
What was the go-to snack that she would bring?
She brought us donuts.
Okay,
a
perfect.
couple of times, and like
Perfect.
Rice Krispie treats.
Okay. The perfect runner snack.
Yeah. Yes.
Which teammate is most likely to flirt with a boy on another team?
Kinley Harris.
Okay. Sorry, Kinley.
Yeah.
Which teammate is most likely to forget, to lose their timing chip in cross country?
Ooh. Probably Ellen Thomas again. She lost her shoe one time. So
How?
I don't know. She didn't tie it right or something.
Oh, that's crazy. So she ran out of her shoe in the race?
Yeah.
Okay. I've actually done that too. But, and which teammate, excluding yourself, of course, is going to run the fastest through indoor and outdoor this year?
Ooh.
Make the biggest jump.
Biggest jump is probably Leah.
Okay.
Yes.
Go, Leah. You got it. What are some of your goals that you have for this season personally?
Win as much as possible.
Mhm.
Break 5. Break
Okay.
210.
What will it take for you to do? Not the cliche I have to work harder, I have whatever. Like, what are practical steps you have to break 210 in 5? We're gonna call out your weaknesses in this.
Yeah. I would say probably when I hit the wall at the end of races, pushing through that.
Okay, the mental side of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
When does that wall hit? I think it hits in like the third lap of a mile.
Yeah. Third lap of a mile, definitely, and then the 800, like 300 to go, you just feel it.
Yeah, you start locking up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just addressed the weaknesses, but what are some of your strengths that you feel like you have as a runner?
I would say like probably having a positive mindset is one of them.
Yeah.
And I like to sit and kick.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's too much of a strength.
No, that's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you have to learn there are races where you can't sit and kick. Obviously.
Gotta just go by yourself.
Yeah. Where does the positivity come from?
Just being grateful, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been blessed with a lot. I have great people around me. I live in a great place.
Right.
And so just knowing that all goes to God, and I have fun with it. So.
Yeah. And now, are you a track or cross country girl?
Track.
Okay.
100%.
What is your favorite cheat meal during the week? And just a cheat meal, yeah.
Ooh.
Everybody has one.
Like that I can go out and get
or
make?
Or make, yeah.
Okay. Probably Panera.
Okay.
I like Panera.
Okay.
Their soup is good.
Okay. With a bread bowl, of course, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, last question. Who next on the track record? One of your teammates? And then who next from the high school girls in Alabama?
From my team, Kinley Harris.
Okay.
And then from Alabama,
It could be past or present too.
Mia Donovan.
Okay, that's a second shout out for Mia. So we'll have to make that happen eventually. So Avery, thanks so much for the time.
Yes.
This has been fun. And guys, thanks for watching. Like always, if you have someone that you know, comment. And actually, thanks for watching if you made it this far. But this is Avery Cahoon, Hewitt, Trussville High School.